Romans 8 verse 4 KJV. For that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. Romans 8 verse 5 KJV. 5 For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit the things of the Spirit. Romans 8 verse 6 KJV. 6 For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Romans 8 verse 7 KJV. 7 Because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. The mind of Christ is something that a born-again person develops once saved. A carnal mind is enmity against God. Such a mind will not obey the law of God, nor can it, because it submits to sin. When it ceases to rebel, then it ceases to sin. As long as it lives in rebellion, it cannot please God. Romans 8 verses 7 to 8. Romans 8 verse 8 KJV. 8 So then they that are in the flesh cannot please God. Romans 8 verse 9 KJV. 9 But ye are not in the flesh, but in the Spirit, if so be that the Spirit of God dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the Spirit of Christ, he is not truly a child of God. If so be that the Spirit of God dwell in you, you Christians are not minding the things of the flesh, but of the Spirit, if the Spirit dwells in you. If Christ is in you, 2 Corinthians 5 verses 17 to 18, the body is dead to all sin, and the Spirit dominates your life as you live to all righteousness. Romans 8 verse 10 KJV. 10 And if Christ be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the Spirit is life because of righteousness. Romans 8 verse 11 KJV. 11 But if the Spirit of him that raised up Jesus from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Christ from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his Spirit that dwelleth in you. Romans 8 verse 12 KJV. 12 Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. Romans 8 verse 13 KJV. 13 For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. It has no more control of our lives. We must not live in the sins of the flesh, or we shall die. But if we will put to death the practices of the flesh by the Spirit, we shall live. Romans 8 verse 14 KJV. 14 For as many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. Romans 8 verse 15 and 15 For the Spirit which you have now received is not a spirit of slavery to put you once more in bondage to fear, but you have received the Spirit of adoption, the Spirit producing sonship, in the bliss of which we cry, Abba, Father. Father. Romans 8 verse 16 KJV. 16 The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit, that we are the children of God. Romans 8 verse 17 KJV. 17 And if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. Romans 8 verse 18 KJV. 18 For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Romans 8 verse 19 KJV. 19 For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. Romans 8 verse 20 KJV. 20 For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope. Romans 8 verse 21 KJV. 21 Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. Romans 8 verse 22 KJV. 22 For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travelleth in pain together until now. Romans 8 verse 23 KJV. 23 And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.